Hey, what's up, everybody? It's that guy, Skimpy, and this is Tackle Talk with Skimp, where I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of different bait makers, whether they pour jigs or pour plastics or make swim baits or airbrush or modify molds or even making molds. Anything that has to do with bait making and tackle, I want to talk about it. So let's go. Oh my God! Look at it. Dinko mold. This is the 5-inch one. Okay, so we're just going to jump right in. I got question number 1. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Chad. I'm from West Virginia. I go by Triple C on my YouTube channel. That was my nickname back in the day when I was on a crew. A bunch of guys called me Triple C because that's what my initials are, CCC. So awesome. That's like my name is just Triple C or Chad.
Okay.
So.
All right. Question number 2 is, where can we find you? Like, what social media platforms are you on?
So my big platform, of course, is YouTube. That's where I put out my bait videos and a few fishing videos throughout, I try to put out one. Well, actually, I do put out one every Sunday.
Awesome.
Every Sunday on the bait making part of it. And then I'm on Instagram really big, too. Yeah.
Yep.
I throw all my stuff on Instagram back and forth between the two of them. I've tried TikTok, but like every time I get started on it, they're getting ready to cancel it. So maybe in the future I'll get on another version of that or something like that, So I also have a Facebook, but it's just kind of keep up with family and stuff like that. So my two platforms are Instagram and YouTube. So
right. Yeah, right on.
That's where you can find me.
Well, question number 3 is, how long have you been fishing?
Well, I've been fishing since I was like probably 3 or 4 years old. My dad and grandfather took me fishing all the time. Them two were big smallmouth fishermen on this like awesome creek up in northern part of West Virginia. And I remember wading in the water and like the water was up to my chest and up to like my dad's like thighs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of wading back then. Still, I do a lot of wading.
Question number 4, would you rather fish for smallmouth or largemouth bass?
That's a tough one. That is a very, very tough one. So West Virginia is an awesome state for smallmouth bass fishing. It is.
Yep.
Almost every stream that you see is full of smallmouth. I would say if I'm going to kind of split it up, if I'm fishing a stream, in my kayak or wading or something like that, I'm going for smallmouth because we're really rocky bottom rivers and stuff. But nothing beats a farm pond for largemouth and like a frog or something like that. That's one of my favorite things to fish is go to a farm pond, hit the frog, and just have them things smack the crap out of that lure. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, kind of 50-50, I'd say. Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Bonus question is, what is your PB?
So my PB largemouth bass is 7.2 pounds. Nice. But not in West Virginia. It was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Years ago. My PB in West Virginia is a little over 5. I want to say like a 5.2 or 4, something like that. Yeah.
All right.
And then my PB smallmouth is a little over 5, which I just broke it last fall.
That's a nice smallie.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 5 is, what got you started making your own baits?
So just like everybody during COVID, I was at home watching way too much YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was watching all these guys, and I've been watching some of these guys for a long time, especially Marlon Bates. I've been watching him forever. You know what I mean? But I mean, he's in a different world, than we are. But I just started watching him, and I've always been kind of wondering, like, making my own baits and stuff. And I just went for it, and I ended up buying I ended up getting the Angling AI 5-inch stick bait mold first.
Okay.
And once I seen how easy it was to make these baits, I was hooked. I mean, I was hooked. So I would say COVID had something kind of to do with it. You know what I mean? So
that's
sitting
awesome.
at home too much.
My first plastic mold was a stick bait. I think that's everybody's first.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Question number 6 is, what is your favorite bait that you like to make? And kind of a bonus question is, what is your favorite color you like to make?
So my favorite bait to make is any open pores. I love open pores. They're my favorite. I like putting in the extra detail. I like doing, capsule pores and painting lateral lines or bluegill stripes or around the eyes or whatever. I really like that. You know what I mean? So that any open pore, like from any of the angling AIs, swim baits to like the Epic's got like the Epic sucker and the pud and stuff. I love all that stuff because you can put a lot of detail in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes to injection molds, I mean, they all have their ups and downs, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'll take any inject because you can pump out a lot of baits for injection molds.
Yeah.
So, but open pour is probably my go-to. I like doing them.
It takes a lot of skill for that. People don't realize how
Yeah,
steady your hand has to be. I mean, I only
yeah.
have a few open pores, and I'm like, I'll just inject
Well,
and
if you're into selling baits, I would recommend injection molds. You know what I
correct.
mean? The open pour is more for like yourself, more of the hobbyist style of it and stuff like that. So, and then the other part of the my favorite color
Yeah.
is when I was younger, we got this Cinco. I think they called it like watermelon copper or something like that.
All
But I
right.
have a copy of it right here. I call it the Dukes of Hazard. We
Okay.
nicknamed it like 15 years ago, me and my buddies. I make it to this day. We end up nicknaming it the Dukes because of the orange on it and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's just a dark pumpkin color and like a carrot color. And I take that everywhere I go, whether I'm smallmouth, largemouth, or even trout fishing. It does me good for all across of it. You know what I mean? So especially in any kind of worm. I call it the Dukes. I think there's another company that calls it the Sexy Crawl or something like
Sexy
that.
craw.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
I like the Duke.
yeah. I like the Duke too. Yeah.
Okay. On the opposite side, what
Uh-huh.
baits do you hate to make, and what colors do you hate to make?
Um, that's a tough one. That really is. I was looking at that question.
What's the
The
most pain in
colors
the
that
butt to make? I guess we'll just go there.
so I'm gonna go with anything triple injection.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that is. So I love the triple injector, but it is one of the toughest tools to use in the bait making world. I
Agreed.
thought I would use it a whole lot more than I do, but I don't because it's a tough one, especially when you're recording for a YouTube channel. I mean, you're gonna mess up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's yes. So I would say I really am not. All the colors are fine, because everything has its ups and downs. I mean, a simple color would just be, watermelon seed, you know what I mean, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, triple injector in any mold, it's a pain. It's tough.
Agreed.
When it comes, like I said, none of the molds I really have a problem with. I mean, you gotta know your temperatures and molds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been practicing. Well, I'll save that for the third question here coming up. So,
Okay. Question number 8 is, what is some
mhm.
good advice for anyone starting out making their own baits?
I would say do what I did. I started out small.
Okay.
I found a mold that I knew I could catch fish on, which was the 5-inch stick bait. So I'd say find a mold that you'll catch fish. Whether you're in the bass world or crappie or trout world, find something that you'll catch fish on. And then you start out small. I would go with, a white, a black, and a green pumpkin. You can catch fish with all three of those colors. Start out maybe with like your basic, I would say black, red, and blue flake, maybe some sparkly flake, like a holographic or something like that. And I think you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And then see how you want to take it. Do you want to keep going? Because as you can see in my shop, I mean, this is all bait stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
5 years of me spending a lot of time and money, and stuff like that. And I see it online all the time where people are like, yeah, this wasn't for me. I'm selling all my stuff. And
Yeah.
they have a pile of stuff to sell, So I'd say start out small. I mean, I bought a cheap $40 injector from Amazon to go with that, mold and stuff. And then I sat on baits for like a month and I finally melted out like some remelts that I had. And I came up with like this funky color brown that worked really good. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was hooked. So I know some companies out there like Bait Plastic, Angling AI, they have starter kits.
Yeah.
Try them out maybe and see if you like it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Starter kits are definitely the way to go.
Yeah, just start out nice and small, and like you might get home and be like, this is way too much. You know what I mean? I can't. I'm gonna go back to buying them from the store. You know what I mean, or other bait makers or something like that. So yeah.
I always tell everybody, don't expect to like save a bunch of money right away.
No.
It takes a while for
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
get your money's worth, but
Yeah. Well, it's like this. So I really wasn't into the lead pouring so much, but now I'm going to get into that. You know, I mean, that's going to be my winter trip. You know, I'm going
Okay.
to add more to this hobby, which is more money. You know what I mean? Like I said, there'll be more stuff down here and stuff like that. So yeah, I say start out small. Yeah.
All right. Question number 9. Is there
hmm
anything special that you've been working on, and can we see some
Yeah.
baits?
So I have been practicing with the new Epic Bait Molds internal jig.
Yes.
So you want me to show the molds?
Yes, please.
So this thing is really, really neat. So, you know, Epic has come out with this. They just took it to ICAST last week and stuff
Right.
like that. Patent pending, all that stuff. Tells you what you need on the mold. It does from a 1/8 ounce to a half ounce. You know, you load up your hook in it. You know, like everybody that knows, you know, the jig lead molds, you do that.
Yeah.
And then once you have whatever size you want, they've got 2 different styles. They got the fin kicker, which is like a paddle tail,
Okay.
which you load your jig head and hook in that. And then once you shoot your bait, you're done. You know, I mean, you're ready to go, rigged and everything. So, and then here is the fin swim right there, more of a curly tail and
Tail.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. Really awesome. I will tell you this, they are heat sensitive. You have to know, you know, I mean, I've been shooting these molds down to like 305 to
Okay.
get it, you know, yeah, because you know you got the aluminum and the lead working against you. So it wants to
Makes
like make some dents and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been practicing with it a lot, trying to get better at it, and I think I figured it out. I got a few baits here. So last week I did like a purple color because smallmouth and purple are doing really good for me.
yeah.
So here's the fin kicker, like in a nice little purple. I did a 1/8 inside that one, put some
Look
eyes on it.
at that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then you had Into the Woods on there, and he
Yes.
put out like a challenge for all of us to come up with our own style of electric shad. So I took that remelt
All right.
and I did the fin swim and the electric shad.
Very nice.
Yeah, just a really cool mold system and everything. And like I said, they're going to bring out more for that mold too, or for the lead mold. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually talking with him, and I was actually I talked with him when he first kind of started out, and I was like, "Man, are you ever going to try a dark sleeper?" And then
Yeah.
so anyways, I contacted him back after he released this, and I said, "Hey, is it time?" And he says, "Maybe." So I'm fingers crossed, because those dark sleepers, they're awesome, but I would like little changes, and I would like my own colors, you know, just like, I mean, this is why
Mhm.
we do custom stuff, right? But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that would be a phenomenal mold to have, is a dark sleeper mold, you know?
Oh yeah. I agree. Yeah. Hmm.
Well, sorry, I got my phone. Uh I got one more question for you, and it's
Mhm.
question number 10. And it's if you can fish with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
That's easy. It'd be my grandfather. That's who got me into fishing. He passed away quite a few years ago. I mean, he'd be like 107 now. You know, what I mean, if he was still alive. Like I said, that's who I. We used to spend lots of weekends up there at his place, and we'd go out to this small creek, you know, in West Virginia, just stacked full of smallmouth. I still go to it a couple of times every summer, as of right now. You know what I mean? So
That's awesome.
I live about 3 hours away from it. But yeah, I would if I could fish with him one more time. That'd be awesome. Yeah. He was good at it. He
Oh,
used you ever heard of soft crawls?
soft cross.
So he would actually buy crawdads
Okay.
that had just molded,
Okay.
and they would keep in cool water and in the dark, and they sold them as soft crawls. It was before the crawdads shell hardened.
Okay.
And you would throw it out there, and it was like they called it smallmouth candy. And I mean, I've never seen anybody since then ever sell it like that. Yeah,
Soft
pretty
cross.
crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's real
Yeah,
crazy.
soft crawls. Yeah,
All
there was
right.
was a crawdad that had it would come in at night, shed its shell, and this guy would catch them and he would sell them as soft crawls up in that area. Yeah.
Hmm.
So being a kid, I was like, well, that's every bait store. I've never seen them ever.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's interesting
Yeah.
because I know those smallmouth would just smack that.
Yeah. Yeah, they love it because they can tell when the crawdad can't do anything to defend itself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
man, that's all the questions I have for you. Do you have anything you want to
Okay.
add? Do you have any shout outs? Anything?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah, like I said, I just appreciate you, calling me and giving me this opportunity to talk to you and stuff. And it was nice meeting you, and
Yeah.
we'll keep in touch. You know what I mean? So, also, like, you're from Washington State.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah. So I know our smallmouth is good out there. I've seen some of your videos. You guys got some pretty good smallmouth fishing out there too.
There's some nice smallmouth out here.
Yeah. So are yours in lakes or are they in streams?
Well, around where I live in the
Yeah.
Lakewood, Tacoma area, it's lakes,
Okay.
but there are rivers around, like especially like Eastern Washington and stuff. So I mean, there is rivers.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge river guy. I'm a lake guy. So lake and pond guy, man.
See,
That's
I was just hanging out. I was with that bait makers meetup and back in early June.
yeah.
And like I said, me and probably Marlon are about the only two that really like where our area is. You just walk the rivers, you wade. You know what I mean? Go looking for these smallmouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our rivers are just. When I say a river, I mean it's small. You know what I mean? Like you can walk across it in a couple minutes. It's
Okay.
it's not like it's the Ohio or Mississippi or anything like that. You know what I mean? So there's some good lakes in West Virginia, but like it's mostly streams. You know what I mean? Of course, we're a huge trout state.
Yeah.
Huge trout state. Yeah. So trout fishing in Washington, I'm sure there is.
Trout.
Yeah.
Salmon, steelhead, sturgeon.
Yeah, I know there's salmon and steelhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sturgeon, that'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah. Even that's where Jeremy Wade went to catch his
probably on
stars.
The Columbia River, maybe?
Probably, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So
well, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on. Everybody watching, I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you liked the video. And that's it. Cut.